Welcome back to End Times Prophecy News, 9 p.m. report on April 17th, 2017. Pissed off Americans fight back after Muslim police force tries to take over their U.S. town. Are you sure you're hearing this one? Today's date. Our country is being actively invaded as hordes of unvetted refugees continue to make their way into America. President Trump has done, let me make it a little bigger here for you. President Trump has done everything in his power to stop this nonsense, but thanks to the asinine antics of liberals across America, the rights for these vermin continue to be fought for in our courts. Now America has a whole set of new problems as Muslims are now posing as police officers in what used to be a peaceful suburb in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where they're now trying to enforce Sharia law on the residents. As the Cedar Riverside neighborhood becomes a cesspool for radical extremism, Americans have come up with their own plan to fight and take back their town by those violent Muslim pieces of filth. Star Tribune was the first to break the disturbing story last week of a 22-year-old, which I reported on, Abdullah Rashid, who has been dressing up like a police officer and trying to enforce Sharia law on locals in the Somali-dominated neighborhood of Cedar Riverside. He'll frequently confront people disobeying, quote, all those commands, demanding that they not drink, use drugs, or interact with anyone of the opposite sex. If he witnesses a woman during his patrols who he feels is dressed inappropriately, he will aggressively tell her needs to put on a hijab. But what's even more disturbing is that Rashid is actively recruiting others in the area to join his little Sharia law task force. Minneapolis police were first alerted to the activity back in February after getting calls from concerned residents who said they had witnessed Rashid wearing a dark green uniform that said Muslims Defense Force and religious police on it, adorned with ISIS flags. I got news for you, Rashid. You guys are getting thrown out of the country. You can practice your dark, devilish cult of death in another country. We've had conversations with the communication members that live over there, said Officer Corey Schmidt, a police spokesman. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to deal with it, but it's something we've been monitoring. Sharia law is a guide to daily life for practicing Muslims, in case you don't know, derived from the Quran and teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, which he was a pedophile and no prophet whatsoever. It tells Muslims, for example, what to eat and not to eat. Its interpretation and practice vary around the world. And the Bible says for the new covenant, all things are good to eat. Oh, that's right. Paul the Apostle tells you that in the Pauline epistles. Rashid, who was previously known as Devon James Miller, converted to Islam in 2009, radicalism. He said he first started the religious police group in Georgia in 2013 and wants to grow it internationally. Fat chance, it ain't going to happen under Cyrus rule. He married a Somali-American woman who had recently moved from Wyoming to Minneapolis in 2015. They moved to Cedar Riverside in 2016. In late 2016, he applied for a permit to carry a handgun, which was denied by the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office, saying there was evidence that he is a danger to himself and others if allowed a permit to carry a gun. Rashid sued, and court documents show he has had run-ins with law enforcement in the past. He was arrested as a juvenile in Walton County, Georgia, thrown out of Georgia for impersonating a police officer, and a school district reported he had harassed a 16-year-old classmate on Facebook, according to the documents. The school district report mentioned he had mental health issues, and his mother said he had been suicidal. Rashid's lawsuit was dismissed in March. He said he does not have a mental illness, and his wife, Qadra Abdullahi, said that Rashid is not mentally ill and that she supports his work for the religion of death. He's a man with a good personality and he loves Islam, Abdullahi said. Rashid, who initially said he was working with Minneapolis police, said he is continuing his effort to provide security and protect Muslim civil rights. Well, go ahead, protect your own civil rights, but stay off of other people. Otherwise, you're going to end up getting beat up or mowed down soon. He said he has enlisted a group of 10 men ages 18 and 25 to help him patrol the area. On his website, Rashid posted a video titled "Never Trust Non-Muslims" by Anwar al-Awlaki, leader of an Al-Qaeda affiliate extremist, definitely terrorist group named by the government as a terrorist group. Leader of an Al-Qaeda affiliate in Yemen who was killed in a U.S. drone strike in 2011. Wonder why. And he had initially listed the Majid, whatever it is, Shafiqi Cultural Center in Cedar Riverside address as his organization's headquarters. Locals are absolutely furious and are planning to fight this nonsense where they made their intentions known over social media. Look at this. Disgusting vomit for a U.S. patriot or U.S. citizen. Man telling Muslims in Minneapolis to follow Sharia law, drawing angry response from residents, faith leaders. And here we go. No Sharia law. This is America. Better shut him down before it grows, becomes funded, and can't be controlled. And just remember, Maxine Waters supports this kind of stuff. That's right. It's because Maxine Waters is a closet Muslim. He's a threat to our country, then needs to go. Deport pronto. What's for sure is that Americans aren't about to stand idly by and let their country transform into a third world country. As you see here, whole. If these Muslim invaders truly think that they're going to enforce Sharia law in America, I guarantee they have another thing coming. Last year, dozens of angry patriots descended on a mosque outside of Irving, Texas, in an armed rally that lasted all day. Muslims had been flexing their muscles and vowing to take over Irving with Islam, and local militia groups weren't having it, showing up with weapons to back up their intentions for doing whatever it took to keep the Muslims from pushing Sharia law on local residents. What is that, a camera? It's hard to see. I don't know if that's a camera or a gun. Not sure what's going on here. What would you do if you saw this going on in your town? Anyway, I just thought I'd give you that powerful news that's happening on in Minneapolis, Minnesota. How sad. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you at the top of the hour. God bless.
If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin